In this morning's Breakfast Bible Bites, we will begin to examine the Imprecatory Psalm 109. You might be asking, what on earth is an imprecatory psalm? We will begin to explain this word as we take an introductory look into the curses and prayer for judgment and justice in this messianic and prophetic psalm. Let's commence by examining the oft misquoted verses 7 through 8. Certainly verses 6 through 20 are imprecatory, for it is a prayer which calls down a curse by asking God to judge or punish someone. Reading verses 7 and 8. When he is judged, let him be found guilty, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. This particular passage in Psalm 109:8 has, in the past decade, taken on political ramifications, most often in terms of mockery being lifted out of context, although there are some who perhaps believe that it is prophetic on or about our American president, past or current, depending on your political persuasion. But it is not. This psalm is a psalm of David and written to the chief musician or as a messianic psalm. It is not, therefore, the ravings of a malicious misanthrope or the expletives of an angry, revengeful spirit. When the opportunity presented itself, David did not smite Saul who sought his blood. As a matter of character, the psalmist frequently forgave those who treated him shamefully, and therefore we must look for another reason that David penned these imprecatory words. David may be writing in the here and now and to the conditions of his own time, in his own adversarial relationship to Doeg, to Ahithophel, or to Shemiel. But at the same time, as is often true in the Psalms, they tend toward the prophetic and thus have ramifications for our own day. It more pointedly and prophetically pictures the humiliation of Christ in relationship to the Jews, and especially to Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. Therefore, it is an appropriate and applicable imprecatory, curses or prayers for judgment and justice, psalm. Most eschatological teachers accept and believe that this psalm is in reference to Judas and his betrayal of Christ. Many refer to this as the Judas Iscariot psalm because Simon Peter quoted from the psalm in reference to Judas in Acts 1:16 through 20. Brothers, the scriptures had to be fulfilled that the Holy Spirit through the mouth of David spoke in advance about Judas, who became a guide to those who arrested Jesus. For it is written in the book of Psalms, let his dwelling become desolate, let no one live in it, and let someone else take his position. Simon Peter held an election to choose another to take the place of the now disgraced apostle Judas. As we dig in, we will take note of these parallels to Judas Iscariot, and there is much insight into Christ as well, as many lessons that we as Christians can learn from this psalm that apply to our own walk as we walk in the new way of the Spirit. Through the upcoming Breakfast Bible Bites.